No, I'm here. This is my first time using this software, so I'm getting used to everything. Hello, John. Hello, Rafi. Look at this. Look at this. Yeah, I'm on a Tuesday. Hold on. I have, hello, Brian. Taco Tuesday. Heck yeah. Can y'all guys let me know something? Do you guys hear an echo? Like I said, this is my first time using this program, so I don't know. No echo here. Okay, it must be just on my side, and it's something I have to deal with. Okay, let's get this started. Hello, everyone. At the beginning of this show, I'll let you know you guys are in charge. What would you like to see? I have the RGT. I have some mini stuff on the bench. I have a 3D printed project on the floor. I have a Tamiya I can build. Do, do a backflip. I wish I could. If we can get me monetized, then maybe you can pay to try to get me to do a backflip. You know what? Let's show off the RGT. So let me get even more fancy. Bam! Let me. Oh, trying to adjust camera angles live. Oh, gosh darn it. There. That's what I wanted it to do. Okay. Mhm. Where's the clip? Where's the clip? There it is. I tried doing a video over this week, but it didn't come out any way that I was be proud putting it on the internet. But I put a 1080 with a Holmes Hobbies motor, and buried in up here up front is a Shifts RC XB servo. Craig, that RGT is a very capable rig. This is the Craig I'm thinking of. He was the first person to see just how capable the RGT was. Thank you for being here, Craig. Let me get this evidence out of here too. I do it too. James RC Garage. Hello, new sub to your channel. Sweet. Welcome, dude. But anyway, get back to the RGT. I upgraded the electronics in it, took it out for a run, but it was a quick and dirty filming run. I was getting super terrible angles, everything was blurry. So I never posted that, but the real wake up on this platform was the 1080. Gave a whole lot of control to this rig that it needed over the 1060 that was in it. Which I thought was pretty cool. It actually said it on there. So this was going into a different project. But if you would like to see just a proper no frills, no voiceover, just running with the new electronics, let me know. I plan on putting slimmer hexes to pull these wheels in because of the super thick hexes. Maybe even trying to get some rock lights in it. And also possibly a roof rack for the body. But yeah, that's the RGT. Really happy with this rig. No complaints at all. No major hiccups as far as I've seen, but I gotta knock on wood for that. West Hills run so we can get some clips in Friday. If that's if that's where we're running, yeah, I'll bring her out. One thing I will go over, I have had difficulty with this front end since this Lexan broke. It'll pop out, but I was wanting to design a 3D printed mount that bolts in up here and then bolts down here to give bracing for this front end so it doesn't slip out of the mount. They're going to Ramona. Isn't that at the end of the month? I'll have to check the page. I get on there sporadically. I don't know. Wait, I can't see the video with the new parts. Sold. That's all the encouragement I need. But that's the RGT. So we'll button it back up. And also, let's get some light on the situation. There we go. Didn't realize it was getting dark in this room. Now, get the remote out for this one. I finally got my 24 scale up and running. This I definitely wanted to make a video about, but takes time. I just got this running like 2 days ago. Up, Matt? Don't do been much for a minute. Had you charge so I could chat? Heck yeah, Matt's here. Let's take it back out to DC. Let me get that grill brace and then I'll take it back out to Dale Cerro. So, just a rundown on this 24 scale. We have a Robski Fab chassis with links. And if I'm not mistaken, the wheelbase is like stock for like the Jeep and all the other basic stuff. And I don't have it on hand, but the stock receiver is like this big. So I wanted to rework this and I got the Endura Mini brushed ESC for it because I've been curious about it and wanting to try it. It's only like 20-25 bucks. Come to find out it's just as big as the axial receiver. So that's just great. But anyway, moving on, plug that into this brushed motor that's stock and connected to stock servo. Currently, the only receiver I have hooked up to it that I feel is appropriate for this rig is a radio link, but I use my radio link for full wheel steer. This feels like overkill. So it's operational now. But I went and drove it on the couch for a little bit, and for some reason, it just feels like it binds up for no reason. But that could be because I'm using the stock motor. But if there's any 24 scale experts in the chat, please let me know. Um, brush motor recommendations that will fit because I don't want to become that guy that's spending $500 on a 24 scale. And also, the super cool thing about Robski Fab and all of his products is his support that he puts all across the board with him. This is his cage design that goes with this chassis, and it is a free file that is on his website. So if you have a 24 scale and you like the design of this buggy, you can go to his website and download the file and get it to go onto your chassis. James knows about the little ones. I want to learn more about the small scale stuff. I have 2 or 3 projects I'm doing with them, and I'm not 100% versed in what I need to do versus what the crowd does. I know that a bunch of people go the biggest tires possible. Hold on. Let me get that was almost disastrous. This is my Ascent 18, and I love it to death, but it's mostly stock still. The only things I've done to it are Endura brass wheels and Proline tires. Everything else is just moving the stock stuff around, clipping out parts of the battery tray for weight reduction, redistributing the ESC and stuff like that. It performs crazy good for me, but I know someone that's probably big into the small scale stuff is laughing at me and being like, "Dude, you've only scratched the surface." But I love it like this. This is a hell of a truck. Oh yeah, this is still sitting on the bench. This will go into this because I'm quite peeved that this doesn't fit in this, even though it says Mini 24 on it. Amazon order will be here in a few days. I'll probably be hitting you up to help me install the electronics. Oh yeah, just hit me up. Hit me up, man. I'm here for the help if anyone needs it. I don't know how much help I'll be, but I'm here. Put this back without knocking anything over again. But I think let me go back up real quick. What's the latest on Operation Disneyland RC sneaking project? Raphael, sorry, I just saw that project when I stood up. That's no longer happening. Turns out the thing that I was going to use for that project turned into a collectible, so I'm not going to use that. You've helped me out a lot. Well, thank you. Thank you. Good luck. Your work area looks like mine. I try my best with my work area. There's actually Like where my hand is, there's like a good foot of crap that I've just piled out of the way from the view of the camera. Okay, we'll grab this. It's the Bronco. Behind the scenes top tip. I was running this at Canyonside, and towards the end of the video, astute viewers would see me run into a bit of a bind on an obstacle. And right at the end of the video, this thing bound up and started clicking gears. So, where did I put those? I got the good to replace the internals in these cheap Amazon axles. And then once this gets back up and running, I would like to put a camera mount in this driver's seat because this seems like more of a prime candidate for FPV and camera crawling than the RGT. I use frisbees and I have about 7 of them with projects on them. That's actually a good idea. It's not stupid if it works. Oh, I use little Tupperwares. I think I got these from IKEA. The problem is, though, I just need to remember that I have them. But yes, that's how the project for the Bronco is going, but it'll probably be a while before it gets to that state with all the stuff that I've shown you so far and some of the stuff that I haven't. This is just water. I have a soda machine now, those fancy little it's not Soda Stream, but the Ninja one. And yeah, I just make flavored water now. It's really good. Look at me being all fancy. One last thing before I pull something up here and start working on it. The RC stand is getting one step closer to production. Let's redesign on it, and I've actually passed it out to candidates for final prototype testing, and I haven't even printed it yet. So some people out in the world have it in their hands before I do. But I do plan on printing the final prototype tonight and testing it out on a couple trucks, seeing what's what. But I'm going to try to make it as modular as possible. And I'm going to make it I'm gonna make it where the community can add to it if they want. I'm really, really hoping that the community takes to it and likes it as much as I put my passion into building it. But with that, we're gonna bring up the first project. I love the OG version of that stand that I have. Uh, Quite honestly, I love that stand too. It was just a B to print. We're gonna bring up the cheater truck and do some electronics work on it. I love this body. I painted it myself just on a whim of cutting some reliefs for the channel out of the body or out of my cricket. Quite nice. In here, we have a brazen high-low. I've had to cut it because the camper axles, or I had to cut it because the uh, cliffhanger body wouldn't fit between the frame rails as low as I wanted to get it. I used to have a Sidewinder 4, this Three Brothers Yellow Jacket, and a shifts servo in here. But all of that changed when the Fire Nation attacked. No, I've for some reason burnt up this Yellow Jacket. Like literally, smoke was coming out of this Outrunner. I didn't know you could do that to these. So you'd think I'd be better prepared. Don't worry, everything's within arm's reach. That's the only one that my mind will sit on. Axle limit. I've tried my best to have my stand work as universally as I can with all axles, but amazing enough, a truck I tested it on and it seemed okay. I'd given away to a friend and he came back and said it won't fit on his stand. I'm gonna be able to fit that truck now. So hopefully I won't have any issues there. The first things first with this. Ah, come on, get out of this baggie. And we have a secure 1800 kV outrunner to replace in here. RC four drive center skid is a problem. It's a problem more than just your stand. Now I just need to remember what I did with the ESC. Ah, here it is. Need to work on this because at the end of the month, I'm going to be running this in someone else's event. Shout out to local guy Travis being the man and throwing the events. I also picked up one of these 70 amp ESC. So the thing you can see there, it says LiPo 2 to 6S. I wanted to do a video showing off this running on 6S because every comp guy you talk to makes a fuss that they absolutely have to run on 4S. Why? This will run 6S. Do it. And then I started looking for servos, and then I found out why. So let's take this out. I run 3S. I run 3S as well. I only have one 4S battery, and that is for a basher. That screw's gone. Oh, maybe that's why that Three Brothers burnt up. Oops. I still run the NIM pack on my Marlin. Dude, if it wasn't so complicated to ship lipos, I'd ship you a lipo. Mm, I have one 4S battery, and that's for the Reefs 888 servo and my stance. Very nice. Okay, I'm gonna take this off camera a little bit so I can see what I'm doing better. The age you can still see. It's right at that it's right at that age of letting go, so I'm on the downhill slope. I try to cherish it as much as I can by not looking at welders as much. Ah, come on. Little more space in this ear mesh. It's not giving it to me. Aha. Heck yeah. Motor's installed. And it works. So now I'm gonna need to contact a friend to help me put on the XT60 connector and some motor wires. Actually, these wires are long as shit, so I might just cut them and solder them on the board, which I'll still get a friend to help me with because I suck at soldering. I've been half blind my entire life. 3D movies just annoy me. I'm kind of glad they don't make 3D movies that much anymore. They give me a headache. And I need my eyeballs checked as well. It's blind leading the blind over here now. Okay, there it is. Last but not least, X5. Use your imagination. EMF stands for And that's going to be doing servo duty. Is at least for cycling, so I won't have too much reading. Have a screw bucket with servo screws on it. Let's see if I have any that are worth using. All right, hold on. Why is that loose? Much better. I know I'm a youngin asking old people very dumb questions, but do you guys naturally shake? I've had this shake since I was like 11, and I don't know why. Good thing I caught myself. Loctite. Don't forget to Loctite your servo screw or your servo horn. Jigs. I get trimmers when I overexert myself. I get that sometimes too. I do have two more screws. So usually, ooh, that was almost bad. Usually, when I install servos, I only put two screws in, but that's out of laziness. So I found two more screws and put all four in. Actually, I was going to put the double-sided tape on, but since I need to do the soldering, that's as far as this will go. We will now put the body back on it. Let me put that weapon away. Okay. Oh, I know what I can show next. Uh, do you guys want to see my horrible, terrible, not very good this travels through RC bodywork? Are you sure? Ah, okay. I've been working on that pinched 3D printed Toyota body that was free. And let's show the bed first because this is the bed. It is probably better than anything I can do. We'll see. I know I'm setting myself up for failure with this body because I'm working around a failed 3D print, but all this red stuff is Bondo, this stuff, and The whole reason I went so heavy here was the lip of like the layer shift back here. And it's the same thing up here with the lip of the layer shift. But all of this feels nice and smooth. I like it how it is. And then it's the same thing on this side. All of this is nice and smooth and purty. But my biggest complaint on this bed is this tonneau cover because it had all this texturing to it and causing havoc trying to print ASA. But I did the best that I could slopping Bondo on there to try to get it smoothed out. But the real thing that I'm afraid to show you guys is the cab, specifically because of this. This right here had a major like layer line buckle, layer line shift, and I I broke the cardinal rule and I used the Dremel, but it didn't get away from me. Didn't get away from me. And I smoothed it out the best I could, but then it left a kind of a gash there, I guess you could say. But I filled it in with some other putty and then tried to correct it with some Mondo. It may just look terrible like this, and then when I get some primer and a little bit of color on it, it may look better, but it looks like most of the trucks in Wisconsin. Mondo primer, duct tape, and rust. It's just the rest of the truck isn't terrible, I guess you could say. There's little bits here and there that look kind of goofy on the doors, but that's all smooth, smooth, smooth. There is a little bit of a valley there in the middle that I've done the best that I could with. A lot better on this side. But I will say I'm proud of the roof. I'm proud of the roof. The roof's beautiful. And then one last thing with it, I got the grill here, and I actually did a little bit of work on it as well because there were terrible stepped layer lines, especially like mm, right there were like terrible layer lines. But my little ASA mixture, I put it on there and worked it all out and got it looking good. This stuff's cool. Like Elmer's glue, but better. Have a good one, y'all. Gotta take off. See you, James. Have a good one. So with this comment here, it's got patina. The thing I'd like to do is paint it in a hunter green because green's my color. But I see stuff like this, and I see stuff like this, and I just feel like it's gonna come out like a bright neon sign when I paint it. So I'm wondering what direction I should take the paint. So if anyone has any suggestions in the comments, please let me know. Go. Smooth wash, prime, paint. That's the object. I mean, I'm not perfect at body work, but that's kind of the thing I'm going after. Patina, because it's supposed to look effed up. Yeah, well, I mean, let me let me pull this out. This is what it's going on, so I don't know how effed up I want it to look. Because 4-wheel steer custom bodied Toyota, yeah, it'll probably have some bumps on it, but also I feel like it would look like a SEMA truck. I don't know, it's a bunch of ideas go through my head all day, every day. But I thought I'd show that off to you guys, give you a progress report on that because I tried to do a video on this as well. It's just I'd either A, start doing something as kind of like a little instructional on this, and then I would turn the camera off to do some work, do some sanding, because I'm not going to take you all through the sanding process. And then I would put some of this putty on and sand it down, and then put this Bondo on and sand it down. And then before I knew it, 2 days later, I was done with the cab. And I was like, oh crap, I only filmed like 15 minutes of this. That's kind of why this live is going up is I'm kind of bringing everyone up to speed on a bunch of the work that I've been doing lately. Okay, work up to 6 to 800 grit, then hunter green and flake. Okay. Um, where did it go? I have no clue what grit it is, but this is what we use at work for copper called sandcloth. And that's what I've been doing a bunch of the rough work to get it to this point. And then this is 1,000 grit, and I did a light pass on 90% of it with this 1,000 grit. I'll When I get closer to primer and paint, I want to do a full-on pass heavy with this 1,000 grit to get it primer ready. But I don't know if I'm primer ready yet. That's kind of what I'm going over. How's it going, Paul? If I'm not mistaken, this is Doug. What's up, Doug? So let me know how you are liking this body so far and the direction I'm taking it because I'm scared out of my pants trying to get this to a state where I like it. I think I made a joke in trying to make a video about working on this is all the body guys out there. How do you know when you're done? It looks better than anything I could do. John, the thing that I'll say with this is yes, I am gritting my teeth, nervous that I'm going to mess this body up, but the whole part of the experience is getting over the nerves to try. And in cloth is great when it's sanding is so much easier. I might have to do some wet sanding when I go to the 1,000 grit. It'll probably make it so much easier when I do the 1,000 grit. But this stuff, this is like going outside and rubbing it on the concrete. This stuff's awesome. Okay, I see that I've been doing this for an hour. As I've said in the beginning, this is up to you guys. I can keep going. I got a kit I could build, but also I have an 8. So we can cut it off here or we can keep going a little more. I would kind of feel bad to cut it off. Doug just showed up. Always down to watch you. You should eat something. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, one more thing I can show off. I just thought about that. Not those. These. These are some light pods that I picked up off of a local guy that I always run into at events. Anthony, probably not even watching, but shout out Anthony, you're the man. He hand makes LED sets and sells them at local events out here. And I gotta support the hustle. I love buying his lights. There is a San Diego guy that makes lights as well. No disrespect to you, Sal, but I love the hustle of this dude. He's just out there getting it. But I picked these up and we're gonna put them on our build and went a different direction without remembering that I even had these. So what I'd like to do with the grill is cut out where the headlights are and put the light buckets in there. I think that would look pretty cool. Yeah. Well, I will leave it there for this stream then. I have to go eat and also I have to go to the restroom because of all that water. I greatly appreciate everyone coming in for the live stream for the update. But to help everyone come back for next time, if you come back next week, we can build a Tamiya. So tell your friends, tell your dog, tell your mom, come back to the RC Underdog live stream for a weekly update. And I'll see everyone in the next one. Y'all have a good one out there.